Okay, here we go. So yesterday, the first thing we started with on similar polygons was our scale factor, correct?
Yes.
And scale factor was the ratio of the lengths of two corresponding sides. What does the word corresponding mean? Not raise your hand. Zero?
They're alike.
I know.
Kind of.
Similar?
It's like two sides, like across from it, like it's the same. I don't know.
Okay.
They're in the same position.
They're in the same position. Take a point. So, like, if you're comparing, that's not what it means, though. Corresponding means they're in the same position. Similar means that they have a relationship between each other. So, like, no, baby. Kind of, but that's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you what corresponding is.
Oh, it means the same position.
Yes. So if I have an X here, and I call this A, and I have an X here, and I call it C, A and C are in corresponding angles because they're in the same position. Does everybody understand? Now, looking at this wall right here. Which wall is corresponding in Coach Barnes' room? Is it the one closest to us or furthest from us? Closest to us. It's in the same position. Now, that wall where the door is, which one's corresponding with his?
The farthest.
The furthest one. It's if you pick it up and put it on top, they're in the same position. Then for our...
Sir, do you know what consecutive is?
Right next to each other.
Yeah, like this far now.
Number one. Why did we add these together and set it equal to 45 and not 180? Because it's the perimeter and its side lengths. Good, take a point. Why did we set this one equal to 180?
Because that's angles.
Angles. Good, take a point. Alright, and then we found our scale ratio, our scale factor, of quadrilateral ABCD to EFGH. Now, why did we start with the one on the left?
Because it's a bigger one.
Because it told us to, right?
Okay.
It said ABCD. It said to start over here. And then how did we find the ratio of the perimeters?
Add them all together.
And then you divided.
Yeah. I'm not
Okay.
going back.
Going back to like jail? I didn't know where we were going on that one, Mazzaro, but I am proud of you for the work you've been putting in. All right, corresponding angles are, which means they are,
The same.
which means they are the same measure. Measure. All right, so we said that angle A was 82 because it's in the same position as D. E was 38 because it's in the same position as B. And to get C, we added them all up and set it equal to 180. All right, now let's look at number 2. You have to pay very close attention to this. This says that trap is similar to few. So what angle corresponds with T?
E.
It does not. What angle corresponds with T? F. Because if it starts with T here, you have to start with F here. So, now what do we know about these two angles? They're corresponding and they are congruent. So what would we set 3y minus 13 equal to? 98. With me now?
Okay, I see.
You with me now?
Yeah.
Okay. And because it says it starts with T here, it starts with F here, they just rotated the picture on us because they're being tricksy. Solve that. They do that on several of them, so we're going to have to be careful.
Thank you.
They kind of tricky.
7-11. They give me an Arizona thing watermelon. Not because I'm black, just because
What are you talking about?
she said she was going to get a calculator.
A calculator.
Okay, yeah. And
Boom.
Is that my calculator?
no, this is
Let me see the back.
I gave it to you.
Okay.
Excuse me? I told you I don't steal on purpose.
All right, what'd you get for Y?
Wait, I'm 37.
Now, does it ask you for the angle or does it ask you for the variable?
Variable.
The variable. Okay, now we're looking for E next, right? Because that's our next. Now, what angle corresponds to E? R. So what are we going to set x plus 34 equal to? Awesome. Good. If you can get the answer, Raven, you can take a point.
Oh my gosh, okay, go back to that.
Hey, Miss,
Yes.
where did you get 97 from?
Because you see how it has R and then E?
Mhm.
So we went R and E. And R is 97.
Oh, okay, I was.
That's okay. Raven, baby, you just subtracting. Come on.
Oh my god. Okay.
You know what messed me up? I went put my rainbows down.
Yeah. X equals 63. Do we agree or disagree? Agree. All right, now I want you to do the same thing for number 3.
What?
And I want us to try and get through this fast so we can color.
Oh, I thought we were doing that. I forgot about coloring today. Everybody get a move on it. Because I know I'm going to take
Hey, if I finish mine, can you put it up here?
Hmm?
If I finish mine, can you put it up here?
I'm going to take all these down and put our new ones up.
Please change the flip-flop.
Yes, darling.
Oh, I just want to see if you had it done.
Oh, no. I can pause and work it out real quick. Give me a second.
Okay.
Do you have both of them done? Equals 45 and X, yeah, you got to put your back into it. Y equals 45 and X equals 17.
Yeah.
Yay! How many of us got it right?
Me?
Good job. Take a point.
I got it right after.
Okay,
Oh my gosh,
I didn't see the
Yes.
71 until
When's
all
the
this
40?
present, but that's where I got it right.
What's
When
it?
did you get
the color fishy.
Because J corresponds with W, so Y corresponds with 45.
I might
Oh,
actually
it's
do
because the triangle
Yeah.
said, I'm sure.
That's okay. All right, let's do sides and set up our proportions, and then we're gonna be ready to go. It's easy. It's easy. Easy.
This or the cover?
Corresponding sides. Hmm?
Then I can cut the last one.
Yes, and then you can color, baby. All right, corresponding sides are what? Hey, Hufflepuff. Hush.
Corresponding sides are congruent. No.
Proportional.
Oh, it's the angle.
Right, proportional. Corresponding sides are proportional. That means when you're finding sides, you must make a proportion. When you are finding sides, make a proportion. So write that down in some kind of letter or color that's going to stand out. Make a proportion. It is 2 fractions set equal to each other. Yes. Make a proportion. Make a proportion. For the love of Michael Bolton, make a proportion. He's an artist, guys. Now,
You don't know nobody.
white guy from the 80s. Long Jerry curl hair.
Yeah.
She did the Valentine's Day.
Yep. All right, now, scale. The number 1 says find the scale factor of this one on the left to this one on the right. Now, it gives us x and 3. Those are corresponding. We can't use that. It gives us y plus 2 and 5. Those are corresponding. We can't use that. But we can use 18 divided by 4,
No.
which is going to be a decimal, right? So we're going to reduce it. Don't divide. What goes into both 18 and 4?
2.
What's 18 divided by 2? What's 4 divided by 2?
That's it?
That's what we're going to use every single time. That's what we're going to use every single time.
So you just find.
I'm not done yet. I'm not done. So now, to find x, what side does x correspond with?
3.
Now, does x equal 3 or is it proportional to 3? Proportional. So you're going to do x divided by 3 equals 9 divided by 2. And then you cross multiply. So all we're doing is putting everything together that we've been doing. That's it. Where we've been making our ratios, where we've been cross multiplying our proportions, we're putting it all together. It's crazy. So what's 2 times x? What's 3 times 9? And then divide by 2 and you get?
13.5.
So we're going to write 13.5. Now, what side is proportional to y?
Oh, wait.
I'm sorry, to y plus 2. It's 5. Yeah. So we're going to do y plus 2 divided by... No, you got these notes yesterday, and if you can't find yours, that's not my problem, but please stop going through the tray. We've talked about that. You got to keep up with your own stuff.
Over 5.
It's divided by 5, and we're going to set it equal to 9 divided by 2. You're going to use 9 divided by 2 every single time, because that's the scale factor, and you use it every single time. Does everybody understand? Alright, cross multiply. Are you going to put y plus 2 in parentheses? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Miss. It's not over because we're not cows, and I got it from right here. Because I found my scale factor. I did 18 divided by 4, and then I reduced it and got 9 halves. Magic!
Is it 20?
So to find the scale factor, you take the
Mm-hmm. Whatever two sides that it gives you that correspond.
Did you get 20?
Yes.
Did you get 20?
0.5.
25.
Mm-hmm.
I got 20.
Well, it's 45 minus 4, which is 41. And then 41 divided by 2 is 20.5. Did everybody get y equals 20.5? How many of us got it right? Take a point. Why? What'd you do? Oh, we're just working too fast. I'll give you a mo. Hustle up, Buttercup.
Does it feel better in here?
41 divided by 2.
I'm like, about to start sweating. Yeah.
It wasn't hot.
We turn the air conditioner off.
You want the
I'm gonna pull my hair up.
window open?
No, that's not yours. That's hers.
Don't say my fish is away.
Number 2.
I don't want to hear it.
Number 2. All right. It says if triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF, and AB is 5, BC is 6, AC is 7, and DE is 3, find the perimeter. What should we do first? No. What should we do first?
Make a ratio.
5 equals 50.
Before we do anything, what should we do?
Look at it.
Do we have the triangles?
We're gonna
Should we draw the triangles? Draw the triangles. I don't know that that's what you said.
I said draw the triangle, and you said no.
And I was saying,
Sorry. Maybe speak more clearly.
I did. No, she didn't.
What is this class?
All right. Draw yours like mine.
I would cry.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I gotta.
Oh, you're good.
Who are you talking to? Because I'm your teacher and you need to get it together. All right, what's the side of what the ham sandwich? What is the length of AB? All right, what's the length of BC? All right, and the length of AC? All right, what side do we know of the other? What side length do we know of our other triangle? Which is 3. Now, we need all of it to be able to find the perimeter, correct? So since we don't know it, we're going to call this X and we're going to call this Y. Now, when we're looking for side lengths, what do we set up?
Scale back.
A proportion. Take a point, Mazera. Now, what side corresponds with AB?
3.
And we magically have these two sides. So we're going to do 5 divided by 3 equals, so if we start from the left triangle on the left, we have to start with the left triangle on the right. So we're going to look for X. What corresponds with X?
6.
So 6 divided by X.
Oh my God.
How how do we solve this?
We cross multiply.
And you get 5x equals 18.
That doesn't go in. This is an abomination.
Yeah, you're gonna get decimal.
So then we.
I didn't cuss.
Alright, and what does x equal?
3.6.
Do the same thing to find y. Do 5 divided by 3 is going to be equal to
7 divided by 1.
7 divided by y.
Now I'm ready to do this. Oh, we're going to do this too.
We have to do 3 and 4, and then we're going to do our thing.
Oh my god.
Is it 2 for home? I think I know how to do it.
We're going to finish it tomorrow. The fishies.
What?
You should have this. I believe it's under your desk.
That's some of your thing.
4 points. Did I really?
It is 4.2. Did everybody get 4.2? Take a point. Yeah, look at us go. I saw it earlier today under there.
Right there on the desk.
Yeah,
Or in your pocket. I just saw it.
that's fine. That's his issue. All right, number 3. What, darling? What'd you say? Were you talking to me?
I was.
What did you say?
I said, what was the answer?
4.2.
It's right.
Did you get 4.2? Okay. Number 3, LMNO is similar to QRST. All right, now we're looking for MN and ON. So what side corresponds with MN? RS. And what is the length of RS?
4.
So we're going to do 3x minus 1. And are we going to set it equal to 4 or make a proportion?
Make a portion.
Make a proportion every single time. That's why we wrote it at the top. Equals. All right, what matches up with ON? TS. So 8x minus 1 divided by 12. Cross multiply.
Wait, how did you add?
Come on, dude. Come on. I folded my paper. I stapled it in case it left.
It's on the board. If you want to write it below it. What, Raven? How did I find the matching ones?
No.
Confused.
So how do you confusion? This one, you like add like 8 times 4?
No, you do 12. So you multiply this way. You do 12 times 3x minus 1 in parentheses. And then you do 4 times 8x minus 1 in parentheses. Remember, we did this earlier in the week, right? Where we cross multiplied, and we're not afraid of it.
So I didn't do that.
Then start color. Just do number 4, and then you can go. Yes, you're going to have to distribute on both.
I know what I'm doing. I just keep getting stuff. I'm sorry.
You're fine. At least you're trying. And you know where your foldable is.
I know my position right here.
Okay.
Are you done now? Are you better?
I'll find my answer.
Where are you at? Do you understand how we got this?
Low-key. Little bit.
The purple part or the blue part? You want me to go back through the purple? Okay. So what I did was, because they're not in the correct order, they turned it. I looked at this, and it gives me MN and ON. So I underlined MN, which are my second two. And then I went and found the second two over here. That's RS. So I put MN divided by RS, which is 3x minus 1 divided by 4. Okay? And then it also gives me ON. So I looked at ON, and that's equal to, or proportional to ST. So I did 8x minus 1 divided by 12. And then I cross multiply. So once I get here, I distribute, and I get 36x minus 12 equals 32x minus 4, correct?
Wait.
That's not what I did.
I got like.
All right, everybody check this second step that I have in purple right here. Make sure you're with me. Check the second step in purple.
Okay. I messed up.
Everybody's gonna die. Shit.
I am scared of the subtraction.
Oh my god.
I messed up.
Okay.
Okay.
Everybody gets 2.
So then I add 12 and I subtract 32x and I get 4x equals 8. So x equals 2. Do the same thing for number 4. I hear you that you're scared of subtraction signs. Everybody has heard you. We know, baby. It's okay.
Sounds like it.
Just be Elsa, let it go, do your math. You got this. Did you fix yours? Are you better now? Alright.
I did it straight.
I ain't gonna mess
Okay.
up, baby. Oh, my fault. You doing something?
No, you're fine. Okay, now Jeremiah. Yes. Are you ready to look at number 4?
But
Okay.
LK doesn't.
It gives us AB, correct? Okay, so AB is are the first two. What does that match up with? What are the first two on the other pentagon? First two letters at the top. Look right here. I said A. Look at the letters. AB is similar to. Okay, so you're gonna put y plus 1 divided by what?
Divided by
JK is
8.
8. Okay, now we're looking for CD. So that's the next two on my thingy. And that matches up with, what are the next two on the other one? LM. Okay, so we're going to put 3y plus 1 divided by what? What's LM?
Pepe,
I'm trying to do multiple
20. And then cross multiply. When you have found y, start on your fishies. Fishies!
Oh my god.
I'm not making that face at you. I'm making that face at her. Yes, go.
What did you say?
color. Regular color.
I didn't say fishy.
You got to get your other sheet over there. You have to show your work and then color. It's crazy that you don't just get coloring for free. It is. Math is fun.
It's fun, but not fun. I gotta work.
Why do I need you?